And we're live. Okay. Just wait for people to jump on. We're going to be using yellow. I'm using this mustard yellow because I'm in love with it lately. Black. If you're jumping on, just say hi so I can see that you're here. Orange. White. And I may add red in because red, I think, will actually be a nice variance in that orange. So I know I didn't put it in the list of colors. I think I'm going to grab a little red. Maybe, if I can find my red. All right. Hey. All right, so I lied. I'm gonna go yellow, orange, black, white, and red. If you don't have red, you don't necessarily need it. I'm gonna add it in. So this is the colors that I'm working with. Okay. And if you guys are just jumping on, say hi so I can see that you're there. And tonight I'm using, if we can see it, I'll move my camera. An 11 by 14 inch canvas. I have my cup of water. One paper towel as always. And I have 3 brushes because lately I haven't decided what round brush. So I have a flat brush and 2 round brushes. But I'll just, when I pick a round brush, I'll use one through the whole thing. So, okay. Hi, Heather. All right, so we're gonna start off with an orange background. Orange has been my color this week, you guys, as you can see back there. All right, so we're gonna paint this background orange. So go ahead and stick your flat brush in some water, wipe off the excess water, and we're gonna cover this background orange. And if you guys are jumping on late, no big deal. The replay will be on and available after we're finished this painting. Let me actually tag a few people. Absolutely, Jen. Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Denzi. Also, I am waiting for brushes to be mailed to me or for me to receive them, but I am selling kits as well. So you'll get, it's not this canvas like a wooden canvas. It's a canvas board that you'll get in the mail because it's easier, it's more durable. You'll get a brush set, which is a flat brush and a round brush and enough paint of basic colors to do a painting, maybe even 2. And it's $20 for the first canvas and then $10 for each additional. That also includes brushes and paint to include. And you can get that right on my website. I have taken down off my website, which it breaks my heart, I've taken down the in-person paint nights So, but you'll be able to see right on the front page, you'll be able to see the online paint nights. And if you had a scheduled in-person paint night, message me, and then we can look to see about either replacing, or I can mail out your items to you, or we can switch it for an online paint night. I'm gonna try my very best every night to get on here and paint for you guys. And I was gonna tag a few people. Let me see if I can get a few people tagged into this. Hold on just a moment. Oops. Close out these chats here. I'm part of that new karaoke group, that quarantine karaoke. And every time one of my friends posts to it, it vibrates my... Let's see if it allows me to... It's not going to allow me to add people. Darn. Okay. Oh, also, I have received some items that I was going to do an in-night person with. I'm getting a few more items in the mail. They're wooden cutouts. So one of them came in the mail today. It is a wooden mason jar. Oh, Jared. Okay, I'll send that to you just a second. It's a wooden mason jar. It's 19 inches tall, about, I think, 12 inches wide, and it's super thin, so it'd be easy to ship in the mail, but durable, made of wood, laser cut, so it's really nice quality. It will come with enough paint, and I'll have an online class for that. I'm doing that April 4th, and I did list that on my page. Just a second, I'm gonna send a message here. Whoop. I'm making a mess. I'm making a mess tonight. All right. Hey, Amanda. Hey, Santana. I just sent Jared a message. Oh, I hit red. Look. What a waste. Ruined my paper towel already. I'm trying to tell people who messaged me earlier today that they want to be on this paint night, and I don't see them on, so I want to make sure that they're, because they've thankfully donated already, and I want to make sure that they get their, they can get in here and do it. So I'm going to see if I can send another message. I'm so sorry that I'm sending messages and painting at the same time, guys. That's two of my favorite painters, Christina and her dad. Oh, she's working on the gnome? All right, I'm gonna see if I can get the address on there for them. Thank you guys for being patient. We have to wait for this to dry anyways, so I just want to make sure the people that have donated already can actually get in and see. All right. Okay, she's trying to connect. All right. Oh, I'm a waste here. All right, so I sent her the link. Look, I'm already covered in paint. Let's see if I can get this to work here. All right, awesome. All right. Just finishing up this orange here. Isn't this such a fun color? I love it. All right, so I've covered it completely orange here. And as always, if you want to be super fancy, you can paint the tops and sides. I'm just gonna clean my brush here. Now that I've got red everywhere. Hey Wendy, are you on? I didn't see you. Oh, there you are. I see you now. All right, so this is almost dry. It's quite the difference from painting at the studio and painting at home. It wouldn't dry earlier. All right, so our background is orange. We're gonna be adding in some clouds and some the sky onto this orange. And how we're gonna do that is I'm picking up a little white and a little bit of yellow and kind of mixing it together. Oh goodness, my volume went all the way down. Can you guys hear me? Maybe that's just me. Okay. And so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make a spot where the sun's poking through up top here. So what I'm doing is I'm taking that flat brush, hey Missy, and I'm taking that white and that yellow, and I'm just going back in the top part of the orange canvas. I'm just going back and forth and letting the brush do the work for me. I'm just barely touching it to the canvas. Hey Sarah. I love it, Santana. I love it. So I'm just barely touching the brush to the canvas and allowing the paint that's on my brush. Hey, Kathy, I tried to tag you. It wouldn't allow me to tag you for some reason. I'm not sure. I miss you too, Missy. Soon enough. Soon enough. I don't know why it wouldn't let me tag you. I really did. I was like, guys, wait a second. I'm trying to tag people, and I tried to tag you, and it wouldn't pull your name up. I'm not sure as to why. So I'm picking up that yellow and that white, and I'm just letting the paint that's on the brush, I did pick up quite a bit of it. So it's kind of heavily painted on the brush, and I'm barely touching it to the canvas, but I'm letting the paint just kind of run off and do its own thing. I'm not pressing hard, because if I press hard, you can see like the paint on it. I'm barely touching it to the canvas, so it gives it that soft feathered look. And I'm doing that about the center of the canvas. So I'm gonna bring it up close so you guys can see. It is orange first. I painted the whole canvas orange first. I'll try to get better at timing, guys. I know I say anywhere between 8 and 8:30, but it all really depends on when my kids can go to bed, and so that's about the closest time frame that I can get on, and I know that really it makes it really inconvenient for you guys, so I'm sorry about that. At this point, it's the best I can do for time frames. And so what I'm gonna do over here is I'm gonna take that same color and I'm gonna bring it off to the side as well. Doing the same thing, letting the brush do the work. Just letting it go back and forth. You see how it's the orange underneath and then it's that yellow, white on top. This is where my sun is going to be peeking through right here, but I want it to have a little bit of sunlight over here as well. And again, whoever's just joining in, these are the colors I'm using. I know I didn't say red before, but I am gonna be using red. Because I feel like, and the reason I feel like that is because I'm gonna show you real quick. Like that contrast of that orange and red, I think that if I just add some in here, it's gonna look awesome, like darker clouds. Kind of like that. So that's why. And I should have said it to begin with. So disregard that because I'm not ready to get there yet, but I wanted to show the contrast. So you can kind of see the darkness there, and it kind of looks like a cloud without even really trying. All right, so I'm gonna grab that yellow and white again. Add a little bit over here. And I'm just letting, I have the brush, I've picked up quite a bit of paint, and I'm gonna go this way, back and forth. I don't want it to be like this, I want it to be like this. Back and forth. And I'm gonna let it be strong on top of the blending that I already did. So I'm gonna bring it over so you can see. Disregard the red that I threw on there already, but this is what we're doing. So I let the color be strong and bright over the blending I already did. So this is gonna be the sky part of the painting. My horizon line is gonna be right here, about halfway across the canvas. Actually, you know what? I lie. I'm gonna bring it down, probably leave about a quarter of the canvas. This is gonna be the bottom, and then this is gonna be my horizon line right here, because I want that space for the lighthouse to be right here. Now I've picked up that white and yellow again. I'm adding a little bit more white to it than yellow. So you can see that it's pretty light. There's a little of a yellow hint to it, but not really. It's mostly white. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go where I'm making my horizon line. I'm just going to add in a dark line here of that white and yellow. And then where we blended it in up here, I'm gonna let it do that down towards the bottom here. I had to get some water on my brush. So it's gonna be darker at the base and then lighter down here. Thanks, Missy. I'll do the cup splash in just a second so you can hear like Bobby does. All right, so I'm gonna bring this all the way across, but it's just gonna be lighter on this side than it is gonna be on this side. I'm trying to straighten out that line here. All right. All right, can you guys see that? I know it looks like a lot of yellow on orange right now, but it's just our first step. I'm gonna straighten this line out just a little bit. All right, here's the... And then he beats the devil. Beats the devil out of his brush. All right, so I'm really loving this yellow and orange together. I'm gonna pick up some of that red because I feel like it's gonna be a nice contrast. So we're gonna pick up that red and a very tiny bit of orange, yellow, I'm sorry, just so it's not as bright of a red. So I did a very tiny bit of that yellow and a very tiny bit of that red. So it just kind of mutes the red's brightness just a little bit. So you can kind of see it there. It's still red, just muted. And what I'm gonna do with that is the lines that I did here, and I'll show up close, I let it be bright and strong. I'm gonna do the same thing with that red, but closer to the center of the canvas. So and I'm just letting the brush go back and forth at like this, not like this, like this, and just letting the tips of the brush touch the canvas. And I'm moving back and forth. You want to get as straight as a line as you can. Going back and forth. Even if it crosses the path more than once, that's okay. Pick up more paint if you need to. don't like this mess I made over here when I first showed it. I'm gonna fix it now. All right, I'm just gonna add a little orange on top of it just so that we can, because I don't like the color I made. That is not what I wanted to do either. Beautiful, Lori, nice mess up. All right, so I just put orange on top of it. It's still pretty dark, but it's okay. It's all right. All right, so I have that bright yellow right here. It's kind of fading off to the side over here, and that red is just streaked across the canvas. And we have across here, this is where our lighthouse is gonna sit, like right here. So this is the water, and I got water everywhere. Boo-boo. If something like this happens to you, you can kind of see where water dripped on the canvas and I wiped it away and it pulled that top layer of paint off. No big deal. We let it dry and then we paint over it. Because if you right now go to paint on top of that, let me show you what's going to happen. Where that's wet, I'm going to grab some of that yellow and white. See where that paint pulled up because of water drip? If I were to paint over it, it's just going to continue to pull that paint up. So I'm gonna let it dry and then we'll paint over it. Yeah, see, still, I'm touching it and I shouldn't be. All right. Okay, so up here where we put that first layer of yellow, I'm gonna get another coat just because I really want it to be bright. So it's gonna be much more white than it is yellow. We're gonna put that sun in there. Now, how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna twist my brush in almost, so it's gonna go, because if you press your brush down and then twist it, you're gonna get a perfect circle every time. If you tuned in earlier to my paint night with the gnome, we did circles all around, and that's exactly what we do. You press the brush down and then you twist it and it will give you a perfect circle. Now I'm doing a half circle, so how I'm doing that is I'm pressing down and I'm pulling it around, and I will bring that to close to the camera so you can see it. And I'm just, because I have a lot of paint on my brush, it's actually collecting. Okay, so this is what I just did. It's actually kind of higher than I wanted it to be, but so I press the brush down and I kind of half. This is gonna be the sun or the sunset. I guess they're all the same thing, it's just what it's doing, right? Hey, Becky. Now what we're gonna do, so it looks like it's more covered up than it is I'm gonna take that white, so I have white on my brush, and I'm just gonna cover it a little bit. Oh, I'm taking the paint off. And so I have it, the paint on the brush. Instead of going like this, I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna go over what I just painted. Just to make it look like it's in the sky. Do you see it? Hey Santana, tell Jared thank you. Okay, so now we're gonna get into some dark colors here. We're gonna make a gray because it's gonna go across this section here. So how do we make gray? We're gonna take a little bit of white, pull it off to the side, and a very little bit of black. And I mean a very little bit of black. And what that will do, because black dominates any color it touches. So it will taint the color immediately to a darker shade. So I made gray. It's not as dark as I want, so I'm keep adding black to it, because if you go the other way around, you add white to black, you're gonna make a ton of black. If you pull the color off to the side, you're gonna make a darker shade of that color by going little by little. So here's a pretty dark gray, what I wanted. And we figured this was gonna be our horizon line. So I'm gonna start doing the same kind of brush that we did up here. I'm gonna let the brush do the work for me. I'm actually gonna add some water to this because it's a little too thick for me. And again, if you add water to your brush, it will thin your paint out. And if you do add water to your brush and mix it in with the paint, you can actually take your brush and press it against your paper towel to take out the excess moisture or water. Because if you put it on here with a very wet brush, it's just gonna drip. So we're gonna let the brush do the work for you. You're just gonna lightly press that paint all the way across the horizon line. Now this doesn't have to be pretty on top because we're gonna be drawing black on top here. This is just kind of darkening the horizon line before we add black to it. All right, I'm gonna bring that up close so you can see. Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave that alone now. I think we're gonna start in with our land, which is gonna be where our lighthouse is gonna sit on. So I'm gonna pick up my round brush. I decided I'm gonna go with the larger round brush that I had, and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of black here, and I'm gonna roll the brush in the black just so that I can get a point. Okay, so I want the lighthouse to sit right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw my land line across the bottom of that gray. Can you see that? So this is going to be land over here, and I think I'm going to put a piece of land right here as well. So we want it smaller at the start here, and then we can thicken the line out as we go along. And that paint is not dry underneath. I'm pulling it out, but we'll try. All right, so this is going to be a silhouette of a lighthouse, okay? Okay, so I think I'm gonna put my lighthouse right here. So we wanna put that base of the lighthouse on there. So I'm gonna draw, let's go with like a rectangle shape. On top of that. Can you guys see that okay? I think you can. Okay, so there's a rectangle on that land that I just did. Now, I'm gonna draw the, I don't know, like the body, I guess, of the lighthouse. So I'm gonna bring it to, I want it to come up to at least here at the top of the lighthouse. So the body should be, I guess, about there, because I want the top right here. So like that's where I want the top to be. Can you guys see that? Can I zoom in on this? Oh, I can. Shut the front door. Look at that. Oh, how fancy. I didn't realize I could zoom in on live. Okay, so let me, the things you learn. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so this is where I want the body to be. I'm gonna bring this line down to the base, okay? I don't want it to go out further than the original rectangle I made. Is that better, you guys? Does that look better? Yes, no? Can you see? All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna thicken that out and I'm gonna paint that up. Okay, great, good. I'm so glad that I found this. I didn't realize that you could do that. So now I'm just gonna paint this in black. That helps so much when I go into detail. All right. So I've got a rectangle and a long rectangle, but it's kind of, it is smaller at the top than it is on the bottom. Okay. Now at the top of this, I'm going to put a very thin line, because this is going to be the base of the actual tower of the lighthouse. So I'm going to put a little line on top. It's not exactly straight, but we try. Good enough, I'd say. And above this, I'm gonna put, so you don't want it to go out exactly as far as, you want it almost as equal to the line below it. Okay? We're gonna bring that across as well. And I might extend this out a little bit over here because I might have brought it in too close. And then I did put a dot at the top where I kind of wanted the top of my lighthouse to be. I kind of decided now I want it a little bit further, so I'm going to put it up here a little bit. All right, so what I'm going to do here, so I'm going to leave a space because we've done the actual tower now. We're doing the tower, or this is the tower, and this is where the light shines through. So I'm going to leave a space like this. It's going to be the same equal length to the base below it. And then I'm going to connect that to the top there. Do you see that? And then I'm going to fill that in. My triangle's not exactly even. I'll try to make it even. Good enough, I'd say. All right. Lots of paint on here. See if I can thin it out a little. Use the paint up there and stretch it out. Okay, so I think I'm gonna bring it up just a little because I wanted a smaller area than what is there. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this brush again. Now that I gotta figure out what I'm doing, okay. We're gonna roll it in some black. Okay, so we're gonna get that point again. And we're gonna draw some lines across. So we're gonna connect it down there, okay? And you want to put so there's going to be 6 lines on there. There's going to be 1, 2, so 2 small ones, 2 thick ones, and then 2 small ones again. And the reason is because they're looking at it at an angle. So it goes into a circle. You're going to see these ones because they're straight on, and the other ones are going to be at an angle or they're further away. Okay. Now, I think I might add something over here, like a landline. I may not like it, guys. I'm just gonna quickly, I guess it's fine. Okay, so what I did, oh, I'm gonna zoom out. You can't see everything. All right, so what I did over here, whoa. It's a new day, new technology, brand new technology. Okay, so I'm gonna bring a little bit of a line over here. Again, this is our horizon line. So I just made a little thick line over here to make it either look like it's land, very similar to this over here, okay? I might thicken this up a little too. And you know, now that I'm looking at this, I'm gonna bring this over here again. I like the top of it, but I feel like there should be a little bit of a lip, like right here. So that's probably what I'm gonna add to it. Just a little bit of a lip on this side, and a little bit of a lip on this side. My eyes are getting tired tonight. Holy moly. And I think I'm just going to square these out a little bit too. Touching my black on my hand. All right. So we've got our lighthouse down. See if I can zoom out a little bit here. Okay. So I'm loving this. I think right here, I'm going to copy the reference photo that I've got. I'm going to put some land in the front here. And by doing that, I'm just going to add black to the canvas. So can you see that? Is that good angle? Let's move it like this. So I'm just drawing a triangle off the side of the canvas. To look like it's land in the front here. Oh, also while I'm painting this, I did set up a YouTube page today. It's so that so every time I do a paint night that I can download it and I can upload it for YouTube so that you guys can view it later at your convenience instead of going through my timeline and trying to find it. If you guys like or go to subscribe to my channel, currently right now it is under a screen name that I had in my early 20s. It is I less than 3YOO, which is I less than 3U, which I do. I love you all, but I kind of want to have it connected to my business name. And if I get 100 subscribers, then I can change it to my business name. So if you guys can go subscribe to my channel, that'd be awesome. And I will do my part to get all the videos updated and uploaded so you can access them later. And then I can change my, my screen name to something that's more appropriate to my business. And I have put a link on my Facebook page. All right, so I did put land in the front over here. And I think once this dries, I'm gonna add a little yellow in the center up here as well. All right, so now because and we're in sunset, this will need a shadow down here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna zoom back in so we can get right there, okay? I'm going to make gray again. And again, how we make gray is I'm gonna pull white off to the side and a little bit of black, which you can't see, a little bit of black. And I'm gonna pull it to mix it in with this white. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that gray and I'm gonna mirror what I did above, okay? So I've got a line right there to do that shoreline. But now, because water, this is my assumption, it's water because it's a lighthouse, water moves. So you can't have a solid block like this. You're gonna follow the shape of the lighthouse, but going back and forth. Do you see that? So it's gonna show that it's there. You're gonna see it, but it's following the shape. It's not necessarily the actual sharpness of the lighthouse. Okay? And I think I'm going to add some stuff in the forefront here and maybe some birdies in the sky. So I'm going to use that same brush that I've been using. I'm going to pick up some black. I'm going to bring you guys over here. I'm going to make some grass. And how I'm going to do that, again, I made a point on my brush. I'm just going to pull the brush up and let it do its own thing. Actually, I have to move this because it's at an awkward angle for me, guys. Sorry. All right. Bless you, dear. So I'm just gonna pull the brush up, and I'm gonna let it fall over in places just to look like water, the water grass. And I'm gonna build off a few of them. And I'm gonna pull up here, do a few more, I think, towards the end over here. Again, I'm just pulling it up and letting the brush do the work. I think also re-add some more black on here because that orange is showing through. And while I'm doing this, if you guys are enjoying this, and I hate to say this every time, please donate. I do have a link either pinned up here or down here. I'm not sure how the video works. That is black, Kathy. Yep, it is black. I can pull it up closer so you can see. Please donate. There's a list of where I can take it through PayPal, CashApp, and Venmo. This allows me to keep this going a little longer. Plus, I do jump on every night to paint for you guys. So if you're enjoying it, anything helps, and I appreciate it. Okay, so I think I'm gonna add some birds. Maybe over here, some seagulls. And I think, unless you guys can think of anything else that might look nice, do you want to add some, like, maybe some stuff on here? We'll be done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little dot. That's the body. See if I can zoom in over there. So that's the body of the bird. And I'm just going to pull it out a little bit. That's one side. And there's the other side. Just using the tip of the brush, not using too much of the brush. And they don't ever fly alone. So there's always one or two, maybe even three. So I'm putting a little circle in and off and off. And maybe one up here. We'll have it go straight on. All right. I feel like I'm not, I wanted to add yellow into here. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to add yellow to my lighthouse because, I mean, it is a lighthouse, right? So it should have some yellow in it. And what I'm doing is I'm just filling in the center here. I'm not, it gets kind of grainy if I do that. I'm gonna pull it out just a little. I could add a little white in there too. Because when light is straight on, it's a little white, and then when you look away, it's a little yellow. So we'll do that. And I'll go in with some yellow again. Probably some yellow on the side here. Some yellow over here. And I can bring that up close to the camera so you can see that. Well, where am I? There am I. And I feel like I'm feeling awful simple with that tower. I feel like it's an all simple shape. So let's go ahead and add some detail to it. I think I'm gonna end up, you know, extend out the platform over here on each side. And it'll actually, by doing that, it will flatten it out for you. And then maybe on here, I'm gonna put some lines. Just extend out that. I did put a lip earlier on here, so I'm gonna do that. And I lost the ball that I had originally put on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put that ball back. I'm just gonna use the tip of my brush. I'm gonna put it at the, nope, it didn't even work the way I wanted it to. I lied. There we go, there's that. I think I'm gonna use that same brush and I'm gonna add a little bit of the same lines that I did underneath on here. Yeah, I think so. All right, so let me see if I can zoom out. So we've got grass and some birds and a lighthouse. How are we all feeling? Do you think we should add anything else on there? Yeah. I think I'm gonna call it done. It's a pretty fun painting, and I might actually bring this to paint night if we ever get back in person. What a fun thing. Kathy, I can't wait to see yours. All right, so I'm just gonna take my brush. I'm gonna pick up white, and I'm gonna sign my name. I was gonna do black, but I think I'm gonna do white. Over here. Nope. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take black. White is not doing what I wanted to do. Oh, there's all kinds of water on my brush. Okay, so I'm all signed up. I'm sure it looks wonderful, Kathy. I am absolutely positive it will look fantastic, and I'm glad you've painted almost every painting with me. All right, ladies, so I'm gonna take a picture. I'm gonna put this on Facebook. I'm gonna upload this video to YouTube, and yeah. I will be back tomorrow to paint. Oh, right on my Hot Mess McGee. How are ya? I'll be back tomorrow. I don't know what I'm painting tomorrow. I'll think about it tonight and I'll post it tomorrow morning. I'll probably do it about noon, maybe 2 o'clock, probably 2 o'clock while the kids are napping tomorrow. And I will paint for you again. And I will try to get the paintings that I'm going to do on Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday I'm going to do the 4 paintings that I've selected already, and those are up, and I should be getting my brushes in the mail Tuesday, so I'll be mailing those packets out, and any of the packets that I get for the wooden mason jars, I'll be mailing those out as well. That will be mailed out probably Wednesday when I get those brushes. All right. If you have any questions or you've painted tonight, I love it. Send me the pictures. I'll post it to my Facebook. Okay. Until I see you guys again, stay healthy. Bye.